How engaging are your meetings? Are people actively participating, or are they distraught, uninterested, and generally not very creative? Sometimes we need a couple of minutes to get into the right mental space when we start a discussion, especially if people are on calls back-to-back all day. Watch this video if you'd like to learn what easy and fun exercises you can use to set the stage for productive and engaging meetings. Hi, it's Daria here. Welcome. Let's talk about how you can use meetings to build better team culture and encourage collaboration. Meetings are an inevitable part of our work. Unfortunately, many people spend time in meetings all day, and they still don't get a chance to really get to know their colleagues. This is especially true if the team is working fully remotely, that many teams actually do now. Then there is almost no opportunities to talk. In these cases, there is almost no opportunities to talk about anything but work. In this video, I'd like to share 5 easy icebreakers that you can use both in person and remotely to encourage creativity and collaboration, build trust, and just have a little minute of respite in the middle of your busy schedule. By the way, if you like this kind of content, subscribe, like, and comment. It really helps me keep creating new videos for you. Want more free advice? Then subscribe to my newsletter for some more exclusive insights that I only share there. And of course, you can find lots of valuable resources in my store at shop.scrummaster.com. Okay, let's get back to the video. The icebreakers. As I said, I want to share 5 with you. And stay until the end of the video for some special downloads and templates I'd like to share with you. Okay, number 1, draw your weekend. That's a fun and lightweight exercise where you ask the participants to draw something on a specific topic. You should ask not just to draw an object, that is kind of boring to be honest, but instead ask to draw an activity. For example, draw what you did last weekend, or what you're going to do this weekend, or what you like to do in your free time. The possibilities are endless. Of course, in person, you can just give everyone a sticky note with a pen and ask them to draw on the whiteboard. Remotely, you can use many different tools that allow you simple drawings. You don't need anything fancy, really. Something very basic. I believe most online whiteboards have a pen feature right now. For example, here's one in Miro, another one in Mural, even here in Google Jamboard. So you have lots of different options to try out. And if you don't want to or can't use any of these tools, you can ask people to draw it on a piece of paper and show it to the camera. Of course, each participant needs to briefly explain what they drew and why. Number 2, pick an item or a photo. One more fun icebreaker that can help your team members learn a bit more about each other outside of work. Ask each participant to choose an item in their home that is meaningful to them in some way. Of course, this is something you can do when everybody is working from home and everybody is on camera. Ask them after that to actually describe this item and what it means to them. Why did they pick it? If your meeting is in person or people don't have access to their home, then you can ask to pick a photo on their phone that they would like to share. Of course, if your team is completely new to each other or they didn't create rapport yet, you should let them know a bit in advance so that they can prepare and feel less pressured in the moment. It can also help if you actually start sharing with yourself instead of picking on someone. So pick up an item or a picture that you would like to use and talk about. For example, as I'm sitting at my desk, I'm actually standing. Well, I have picked up my retrospective poker cards. It's something that I believe really started Scrum Mastered, and it is always here on my desk to remind me of all the hard work I put in the products that I create. Number 3, word cloud. This one will require you to use some software that can add words to a word cloud as they are created. The way it works is that you would ask a question that requires a one-word answer, and then let people write their words into the tool you decided to use. The question may be as simple as what feelings have you experienced in the past week? Or something fun and more personal like what are your hobbies? You can also use this in a workshop or a working agreements discussion and ask something like, what are your 5 most important values? With this exercise, you will be able to actually gauge where the team's members are aligned. Where do they have the same interests and what can you draw ideas from? You can initiate a discussion around more popular items that came up from several people. Now, in terms of what tools you can use, I literally typed collaborative word cloud in Google and I got a few free options. So you can do the same thing as me. For example, polleverywhere.com. So this is one of the things that popped up on the very first page. Here I have created a poll and you can actually participate in it while it's live. Go to this link to add your answers. It's pollev.com/Daria Bagina. You can also find it below in the video, so I'm going to put the links right there. So if you want to participate, that would be great. And then I will share the answers here on YouTube, on my Instagram, or maybe in my newsletter. Number 4. The guessing game. This is kind of a modified version of the 2 truths and a lie. The premise is simple. You ask people to write down a truth about them that is not immediately known by others. Nothing too personal is needed here, of course. It can be something like, I have 2 cats, or I like to build furniture on the weekends. This, of course, has to be anonymous to work so that no one actually knows who wrote what. And if you're doing it remotely, make sure that people cannot see who writes what items. I think some collaborative tools have like an anonymous mode, or you can hide it, or maybe even collect some answers in advance. For example, if everyone joins Miro without logging into their account, they will appear as anonymous collaborators. So no one really will know who is who. Now, once everyone has written something about themselves, you can mix it up and grab notes one by one, reading them out loud. Then ask the participants, who do you think wrote it and why? So this is a simple exercise that can generate some surprises and spark some interesting discussions in the team as they find out a bit more about themselves. Regarding 2 truths and a lie, I would not recommend to use it as an ad hoc icebreaker, as in the moment people might not have anything good to come up with. They're not going to have any really interesting truths or lies to tell, and it's going to be affecting the effectiveness of this exercise. So if you decide to use the 2 truths and a lie, use it in a workshop and ask people to come prepared. Number 5, Mad Tea. I love using this one in my workshops and classes, and I kind of might have been overusing it a little bit, to be honest. Mad Tea comes from the Liberating Structures ideas, which I'll link in the description if you want to learn more about them. So to run the Mad Tea exercise, you will need to prepare in advance with at least 5 questions for the participants to answer or 5 statements to fill in the blank. These can be related to a specific topic or be more personal. Something like, if you could go on vacation anywhere right now, where would you go and why? I'd go to Japan for sure because it's awesome. Anyway, let's get back to the exercise. Once you have your questions ready, split the team into pairs or groups of 3 and reveal the first question to them. Give the groups 1 to 2 minutes to answer and discuss that question. It is an extremely short time box, and this is what makes it fun and creates more energy for the rest of the meeting. You shouldn't show all the questions at once and instead give them out one by one and set a new 1 to 2 minute timer for each one. If you are running this remotely, you can use features like Zoom breakout rooms and reveal the questions in a collaborative whiteboard everyone has access to on their computer. That's usually how I run this exercise in my online classes and workshops. Okay, this sums up the 5 icebreakers you can use in person and remotely at the beginning of your meetings to revitalize the conversations and let people get to know each other a little bit better. Kudos for staying all the way till the end of the video. I'd like you to reward your dedication with a little gift. free templates for the exercises I have just described in this video. I have put in some question ideas and steps for each icebreaker to make it easier for you to start right away. If you'd like to get this free download, just go to this link up here, somewhere here, or it will also be in the description below the video. And we are at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new. Remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers and scrum on!